Be sure to check out my Veve and Omi investors group in the description down below. Together we build generational wealth and go over everything you need to be profitable in the Veve markets. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video, man. And this one is one that I think that you all are going to like. I know that everyone has been craving some super bullish content with a bullish title and everything to go along with it. So we actually are going to be checking out a video from the homie here, the Patient Hodler. And he's going to be going over, obviously, Veve, Ecomi, the FUD and stuff going on in the community, and basically providing a little bit of information to those interested in, interested in learning more. Obviously, nothing is financial advice. Be sure to check him out if you do enjoy this video. He does make amazing content. He's one of the people in the community that does his research. He's a crypto NFT investor and stuff. So yeah, be sure to give him a subscription.
So when we access Twitter, Facebook, even Instagram and YouTube, we can see a lot of FUD. People that are raising their voice to call out that Veve has rug pulled its members, or that Veve is a scam and that the investment would not be valid for certain reasons, that the Veve team and the Veve founders would try to get away with our money, with our gems, and just stalling and so on. So we hear all of these voices calling the Ecomi token going to zero, or all the collectibles going to zero because of some problems that appear on the roadmap. So last video we have put the gem.
Crypto investors, I feel like crypto investors just they have PTSD from bad investments gone wrong. So they just scared everything is a rug pull, and ironically, they ape into these dumb projects that are rug pulls, and then they question the ones that's not. Like you don't have any question at all with a project that gets listed on every single exchange super fast, that starts pumping, and then it turns out it's a rug pull. You have you don't care about that. There's no questions asked. You'll put all your money in that. But then when you see something that's actually taking its time, focusing on regulations, focusing on the laws and doing everything the right way so it won't get sued, you're like, wait, you're doing everything you possibly can to stay in business? Nope, rug pull. Like you're not even focusing on your token at all. You're not focusing on the token at all. You could easily be put on all the exchanges and boost the value of your token, but you're not going to do that. You're going to focus on the quality of the product. Nope, something fishy there. You actually care about your investors. You actually care about your licensors. Like, come on now, I don't understand how people are this slow. Like, I really don't get it. Like, the narratives people try to spin, it's like, bro, how twisted is your mind? Like, it's not that much PTSD in the world, man. Like, I get it. You done been rug pulled, but damn. Like, how? But anyway.
Exploit into perspective. Now I want to put the investment structure and these loud voices and the FUD that we are reading into perspective. And here we go. So first of all, we should take a look at who is invested into the Ecomi token, and the Ecomi token is largely driven by the perspective that the Veve app will give utility to that Ecomi token in the future. So if we look at the overall composition, we have at first the Veve team. And the Veve team is holding bags, and that is not news, of several billion Ecomi tokens. But then there are others that are helping the Veve team or working and collaborating with the Veve team, such as African and Jeremy Padawa, for example. Then we have the Ecomi whales, people that got in early and accumulated a whole lot of Ecomi tokens. We also have the licensors that actually have some tokens for themselves, because there was or is a business development wallet that I think holds or held 15 billion different tokens. And I need to make a cut here because of that plane coming close, and you will not hear anything after that. So probably licensors such as Disney, DC, Warner Bros, and all the others that we have seen on the app already have received a parcel of these Ecomi tokens to hold for themselves as well. And then we have the OG investors, like the early investors of the community that we also find within the space of the YouTubers or bigger Twitter channels, or having some kind of a voice within the social media ranks. And then we have the retail investors or recently entered investors into the space. So
this picture actually does put it into perspective. This actually puts it into perspective for sure. Like, look at how they got the green circles all around everybody who's still on VV side, who took the time to educate and actually learn about their investment. And then look at the red side, like the retail investment is what investors, where all the FUD comes from. But honestly, they're the biggest voices. Like realistically, no influencer, well, anything, none of us are the biggest voices. The community and the retailers are the biggest voices. So they are going to be heard of everyone. I think this picture says it all right here for sure. I like this. I like that.
All of this composition do we have. Now, when we are looking at Twitter and see these comments of people that claim that they have sold off everything because they got scared, or of people that are just wishing that the whole project goes to zero and nothing is valuable anymore, or those people that say that the Veve team is only promising to then rug pull the investors and so on. So if we look at that, we should try to put these people, before we take seriously what they say, into perspective or into a category of those I've mentioned. Are they a whale, like a confirmed whale? Are they part of the licensor team of a future licensor or of one that we have on the app? Are they part of the Veve team? Are they part of people that are working with the Veve team? Or are they OG investors that are around since the beginning of the token, or since a longer time at least, so that you can check whether they are whether they came in a long time ago or not. And usually, from my experience, if you put or try to put these people into some of these categories, you will always end up with them being a part of the retail investor or have entered recently category, have little followers on Twitter, and have generally not proven that they have looked deeper into the project. Because if I look around and I see like people like African, Jeremy Padawa, people from the Veve team, even ex-Veve team, I cannot find too much of the FUD comments. In fact, I don't see them as so loud voices. Now, the people that have recently entered and have smaller bags of Ecomi, they are also the ones that have the least impact on the Omi token or on the Veve collectibles, and therefore they are loud voices but without power. Now, the only power that they have is to scare off new investors, because if new investors come into the space and read all these negative comments, then they might already turn their backs on the Veve app, because if there is a drop and they read under that drop, for example, that it's a rug pull, bots are getting everything, that the founders are trying to scam people and so on. So that is the true power of them.
So this is why influencers are so important. It's important that you stand behind and support the influencers that you actually support. And people are out who are out here spreading the truth and spreading these messages. Because if you're not sharing, if you're not people who are bullish on this project don't actually combat the FUD. Like when somebody says something stupid, you don't show a video completely disputing everything they say and stuff like that. That's what needs to be done. Because the fact of the matter is, these haters are out here saying crazy stuff. They're spreading negativity. They're trying to bring down the investment, and they never give the full truth. They never give the full truth. So it's important that you actually, people are spreading the truth and help these new investors know that no, this person is literally just crying because they want what they want when they want it. It's like, no, they're not anybody credible that you should be listening to. Everybody credible all feels the same way about this project. Ironic, right?
We have, in fact, a very, very loud minority that is trying to harm the project, consciously or unconsciously, but they are, in fact, harming the project with their ramblings. The question here is, should you listen to those voices, and should you let yourself scare from those voices? And we could think of another example here, and we all know that from our private life. So we are either somehow like this in some situations, or we know someone who is like this. And this is people that get angry or loud or nervous when they are scared, and then they are just unbearable in that situation, and it's really hard to deal with them. So some of these retail investors act like these people. They get scared because they see that half of their investment is depleted at the moment with the Ecomi token, and they see that all their collectibles are dipping, and for them the last 3 weeks was a whole long time. And then at the same time they see that deadlines are broken and that the team did not deliver exactly as planned, so they get really, really scared. And some of them also over invested because they thought this would be a chance for quick money, and in fact it was not. So they were not even planning to be in for the long term. They thought this could be a Shiba Inu rocket rise. They ride it to the top and then they sell. Now they had false expectations while coming into that market. So okay, now when we see that whales are calm, so the question that you need to ask yourself is, do you see whales, like confirmed whales, being nervous about their investment and running around like Jake the chicken claiming the end is near? Or are they calm and just putting out some tweets about the investments but not fudding around? So, I mean, these people hold billions of tokens, and yes, there are some that are not investors but traders that are selling their tokens, but with the intention to scoop more up within the drop. So they are riding the wave of fear to accumulate more. And you wouldn't do that if the project was only going down with no purpose and no perspective to come up after that again. So the trader rides the wave down until his exact limits where he wants to get back in, and then have a bigger bag of Ecomi. So of all these investors within the Ecomi token and the Veve collectibles, those who are the least time in it, and many of those do not have much money invested compared to others, these are the loudest at the moment. So I would just recommend, by taking this video, that we analyze where FUD exactly is coming from and which tweets we can actually take seriously, and just don't let that influence ourselves too much. Because if we are reading on Twitter and we are reading this all the time, this is kind of programming our mind to that negativity, while we have other options to just go back to the fundamentals, look around and see what actually has changed. And then we will see, compared to when we entered and the reason why we bought the token, almost nothing has changed. Yes, deadlines have not been held, but the roadmap still stands. Yes, buybacks have been cancelled, but other utility is in sight.
And I do just want to add that buybacks hasn't officially been canceled. They're just waiting for regulation. So we don't know where the regulations are going to end up and if buybacks are going to actually be a viable thing to do. But people thought that buybacks were something that they just weren't anyway. Buybacks were going to be a great addition, and it was going to be decent for the short term for us to see a little bit of value here and there. But at the same time, like, you don't need that if you're planning for the long term. Like, the thing is, people just want to be able to, oh, short term pump, they're doing a buyback, okay, let me sell, make some profits real quick, buy back in when it drops down. It's like, come on now. Like, people just really are always thinking short term more so than actually looking at this like it's an investment. And hey,
so my personal opinion is we should stay calm and focused. And if we get too much influence of this negativity, we should just turn off the Twitter, the social media at all, maybe even YouTube, and go out into nature, just rest, think about why we invested, what has changed, and take a moment and reassess the situation. And if you then come to the conclusion that you still want to stay inside of this project, then you're continuing to hodl, and in my opinion, you'll be richly rewarded for that in a longer time period. But with that said, I'm already at the end of this video. So wherever you are, enjoy your day, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night or afternoon, and see you in the next video.
Yo, this was an amazing video, man. Great job. And I love to hear like this is experience. Like this is patience. Like he living up to his name, Patient Hodler. But yeah, like it's important that you really understand that a lot of people are going to be scared, nervous, talking about it's a scam. Look at anything new, anything people don't understand. You have to realize that usually when people are saying crazy stuff, it's stuff they don't understand. Like out of all the rug pulls, how many people were in those companies while they were getting rug pulled saying that it was a rug pull? Ironically, when something's actually a rug pull, no one's ever saying it. And when something isn't a rug pull, everyone's saying it is. It's like, come on now. Like everybody's always backwards. Because if you knew how to call a rug pull, there wouldn't be people in these rug pulls to begin with. It's like, come on now. Like, but anyway, let me know what you all think in the comment section down below, y'all. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications, and yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, Joe.